Alright guys, what's going on? It's Nick from Lively Outdoors. Got a little bit more lighting this time. Got a couple comments saying that my video last time sucked because I had poor lighting, but I was trying. My wife had just gotten out of the hospital and I was trying to be quiet and do it in here in the gun room, and so I apologize for that. If you don't like it, too bad, sorry. There's other videos, other people that you can watch the videos on, stuff like that. Anyway, we are here to discuss this little bad boy right here, the Bodyguard 2.0 from Smith & Wesson. I honestly never thought I would have a 380 on my channel. The last 380 I owned was whenever Ruger came out with the LCP, the very first LCP. And I liked it, but it didn't hold many rounds. Back then, that ammo sucked for it. And if you wanted anything reliable and would penetrate enough, you better get some full metal jackets. Fast forward to today, everything's changed. Not completely, but you know, quite a bit. What I carry in this is Underwood. I don't know if that's too much glare on that or not, or if y'all can actually see it. I'm trying to do better with the lighting, guys. 380, 68 grain, 1300 feet per second. It's their Platinum Edition Defender. It looks like this. Let's see if I can take one out. It's gonna look like this right here. It's basically their solid copper, but it's got a some kind of coating on it that's supposed to help with the reliability and feeding and everything else. I have had zero issues with feeding my functions whatsoever. The only issue that I did have was with one of these, but it was user induced. It was my bad. I was actually talking to a guy out at the range, and I racked it back like that, and I was talking to him, and then I eased it forward, and it just kind of hung up, popped it in place. That's it. Fully cycled the whole magazine. That's literally the only issue I've had, and like I say, that was user induced. I fired 820 rounds of various kinds of ammunition. Most of them were full metal jackets, Fiocchi, man, all kinds. I fired 60 rounds of this stuff, which is HST, 99 grain Federal HST. Fired 100 rounds of this stuff. Actually, I fired 40 rounds of the regular copper kind, and then I reordered 15 boxes of this kind that has this, a Platinum Edition. Fired a bunch of Fiocchi, fired a bunch of MagTech, just various kinds, and I've had zero malfunctions. Honestly, didn't think I'd ever carry a 380. But let me tell you something. I saw videos on this gun. I thought it looks alright, but it basically just looks like a little bit smaller shield. And I'd kind of blown it off. And I went into Chappie Outfitters one day, and they had one, and Ethan's like, man, you just need to put this thing in your hand. I put it in my hand, and I bought it. I mean, there wasn't a question about it. If you have a chance to get one in your hand and you don't have one yet, put it in your hand before you decide, because I had completely blown the thing off. I thought, man, I don't want a 380. I mean, I have a use for one whenever I'm walking my dog or I'm running to the gas station real quick or something like that. But they all lately have been about the size of a 9mm. And I mean, I can shoot, you know, this is my Glock 29. I mean, I can shoot it fairly fast. You know, it's a very accurate piece. You know, my Glock 40 with a TLR9 is my nightstand gun. You know, I can shoot fairly fast with fairly small pistols, and I thought I don't really have a need for something that's going to be that big. And then Ethan put it in my hands, and I've carried it every single day. Places that you can carry, places that you can't carry. It is so small. I mean, this is a dollar bill. This is how small it is. I mean, I don't know if you can tell that, but on video, but that's a dollar bill. It's not as long as a dollar bill. It's just a little bit taller than a dollar bill by like 1.5 inches. I mean, the thing is tiny. What I've been carrying it in is this little DeSantis Nemesis. I'm blinded by this damn light. Little DeSantis Nemesis, and this is the way I carry it everywhere. And I absolutely love this little holster. Just throw it in my pocket, forget about it. I carry it even when I'm carrying my 29 or my compact carry, Smith & Wesson. Majority of the time lately I've been carrying my 29 just because crap's weird right now, guys, and I like 10 millimeter. I'm a 10 millimeter freak. I always have been, 18, 19 years now. But let me tell you, this little dude right here will go anywhere with you. Even if you don't like 380, just try it. I'm just telling you, because I'm not a big fan of 380. But let me tell you, with this Underwood ammo, you pop somebody in the head, you pop somebody in the sternum, you pop somebody in either side of their hip, they're going down. That's what you're looking for, is to get them to stop doing whatever they're doing. You're not there to murder them. You're not there to take a whole, you know, sounds weird with me carrying a 10 millimeter, but you're there to get them to stop doing what they're doing if you have to use your firearm. Empty, this thing is 9.9 ounces. Now that's empty. My cell phone, which is like an iPhone 7, I think, or 8, is 9.1 ounces. So, I mean, this is a 12 round mag. Let me get another round out of here. I don't want to throw one in the chamber because some people freak out about it. But this is a 12 round mag with 12 rounds and one in the pipe. You've got 14.9 ounces. Break out another HST. You're looking at 15.5, and that's fully loaded. 10 rounds of HST with one in the chamber. So you got 11 rounds fully loaded. 15.4 with the holster. 16.4 ounces. That's with a holster, 11 rounds, you're good to go. This is the way I normally carry it right here. I always carry one in the chamber. Sometimes I'll carry the 10 rounds, sometimes I'll carry the 12 round. The 12 round I carry most of the time. This one I just keep as a backup, but the 12 round seems to fit in most of my pockets. Some of my pockets, like my work shorts and stuff like that, have a little bit narrower opening, so I just throw the 10 in there and don't worry about it. But like I say, that I fired 820 rounds out of it. It's functioned 100% flawless. Everything's ran smooth. The cycling on it, it tracks real. I don't know if you can tell that. I'm hoping, because I'm completely blind from this freaking DeWalt light. But the bore axis is absolutely perfect on it. The grip is small, but you can shoot. The rear sight, I don't know if you can tell, is wide. I'm not a big fan of that, but you got a front night sight. All this for like 380 bucks. I mean, that's pretty daggum good. Trigger on it is phenomenal. I mean, for a daggum 380, this thing blows any 380 I felt out of the water. And I mean, I carried a PM 380 for a little while. That's right at 4. I carried a car PM 380 for a little while back, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, 14 years ago. And that was a hair under 4 pounds. I mean, that's perfect. Now, I will say, I think you can get them without a safety. I opted for a safety. Some people may criticize me for that, but anything I'm going to keep in my pocket, which is the only reason I bought this gun. I did not buy this gun as like a hip carry, appendix carry, or anything. Normally I carry about 4 o'clock. I did not buy this gun for that. I bought it to keep in my pocket. I've shot 1911s for years, and even on a Glock, I mean, the first thing I do is whenever I draw up, my thumb's up here and it sweeps down. I mean, I've just shot 1911s for too long. It doesn't matter what pistol it is. My thumb always starts up here, sweeps down, and that's where I point. It's got an ambi safety on it, so it's on both sides. It's actually got some, like, I mean, really textured stuff on the safety. It's very, very minute safety, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a little bitty tiny safety, but you've got a lot of texturing on it. Never dreamed I would think this highly of a 380 in my life. I'll say that. But it goes everywhere with me, and it will. I won't get rid of this gun, ever. The only way I'll get rid of it is if it stops working, I have to send it back to Smith. I'll probably buy one while I'm waiting on them to send one back, because I like it that much. It's kind of mind-blowing whenever you get it in your hands. I mean, my hands aren't giant, but I mean, that's what it looks like. I don't know if you can tell that. Like I say, I'm blind from the light. This is a poor example. This is my Glock 40, and this is it beside my Glock 40. So, it's a little bitty dude, and it might take some practicing if you're not used to shooting something this small. Me, whenever I went out, the only downside I've had to this, whenever I first went out, I was all excited about shooting it. And I went out and I was shooting consistently left. And whenever I scooted back to 50 yards, I was shooting consistently about 12 to 14 inches left. So I'm 12 to 14 inches to the right and was hitting my steel plate every single time. Got home. Every time I've shot this has been at night, so I'm probably not even gonna throw that in this video. Because we've had 110, 115 degree heat indexes here. If you know me, you've watched any of my past videos, I've had a heat stroke. I've got health issues, so I don't get out in the heat very much. The 1 or 2 days that we did have that was cool, I took Mom, we went fishing. That's what I absolutely love to do the most, so that's what we did. My front sight was off. I actually got my calipers out and it was off, so I took it over and I pushed it over with my sight pusher, and I've got it 100%. That was after the first, I think, 150 rounds. It was 150 or 200 rounds is whenever I realized that the sight was actually off, because it was right after the first trip out, and it was a little bit frustrating because I thought, you know, come on, Smith & Wesson, line your sights. I mean, you've got a phenomenal gun and your sights aren't lined up. I mean, at first I thought it was me, because I mean, it's got such a small grip, you know. I mean, it's so small. I mean, if you look at that, I mean, you know, I was thinking, well, I'm pulling it to the left, and I thought, well, I don't know, man, because, you know, I've shot a lot of different guns over the years, and so I started trying to just ease it off with no flinching, no nothing, no pulling, no jerking, and it was still shooting off. And I mean, I scooted up all the way to 10 yards, which I never, hardly ever shoot 10 yards, but I scooted up to 10 yards, and it was still shooting about 3 to 4 inches off. And so whenever I got out of the dark and I got home, I looked at it, and sure enough, sight was off. But if you're in a look out for a small, compact little 380, there is absolutely no other 380 I would suggest besides this. And I've just started looking at Smith & Wessons here lately as far as their semi-autos. I've always loved their revolvers, but you know, their carry comp, their plastic carry comp is an excellent firearm. It's thick, it's long. It is what it is. It shoots excellent. Not a fan of comp pistols, but that one shoots very good. This, as far as carry, I think this is the best carry pistol that has come out in 2024. And that's not saying it's a primary carry, it's not saying anything like that. It's just saying, as far as what they've done with it, with the front night sight, the really good finish on the slide and the barrel, and both of them being stainless, a good trigger, and it being 100% flawless and this small with that capacity, as a whole, I think that's the best invention that they've come out with right now as far as pistols for this year. I love the carry comp. You know, I've seen the metal carry comp. I don't care anything about that. They're all right, but I mean, if you want it for range toys, I think that'd be great. But I'm not going to carry an aluminum frame full size gun on my hip. I've had back surgery. Most people can do that. I mean, before my back surgery, I carried, well, it wasn't this Glock 40. I'd actually built a Glock 40 probably 14, 15 years ago through a Lone Wolf 6-inch sliding barrel, and shot some pigs with it and stuff like that. And I carried it quite a bit on my hip and on a chest rig. I've carried a Smith & Wesson 500 numerous times while out pig hunting and deer hunting. Smith & Wesson 460, but after my back surgery, I keep it small. Glock 29, Smith & Wesson compact, Glock 19, this little dude. If my back's hurting, we're going through season changes, which happens, you know, it happens to hurt a lot. You don't even know this thing's in your pocket. And the cool thing about it is, when you're carrying, you can carry this in your offhand pocket and your 29 in your appendix or 4 o'clock, whatever, or whatever gun you know is your designated carry gun. I like designating 1 to 2 guns for carry. That way I can get really used to that trigger and just point and shoot. Don't have to worry about sights or anything like that. But as far as this gun, 820 rounds, 100% flawless, except for the one user-induced malfunction, which was, like I say, 100% me, and I'll take full credit on that. If you carry it, I would suggest going to Underwood Ammo and picking up some of these little bad boys. These are good rounds. It's kind of like to me, it's not as good as a hollow point, but you get the penetration that you need out of a 380, and you're gonna get tissue disruption. And that's what I look for in a small gun like this. Anything else, I normally buy 9mm. I normally shoot HSTs. 10mm is 100% always Underwood. They're the only really company that I trust. I've never had a bad run of them, and I've used them for several years. So I will continue down that road with Underwood, and I'm not sponsored or paid or anything by any of these companies that I mentioned whatsoever. I'm not paid by anybody except my main job at my work. But anyway, I hope somebody got something out of this video. I may throw in a little bit of the night shooting in this video just so you can kind of see, but I'm sure I'll get some comments saying, "Oh, you shot at night and I can't see shit. I can't even see the gun." Like the old boy that mentioned last time, "Nobody cares about your dungeon. You need to focus on the gun." It's like, well, start a YouTube channel and see how easy it is, buddy. When you're dealing with family life and everything else, you know, sometimes you got to put this stuff off. I enjoy doing it. I love doing this. It's fun to me because I love this stuff. And if you're watching this, more than likely you love this stuff too. I love the fishing side more because I'd fish all year round if I could. I absolutely love fishing. I've always loved fishing. I've fished since I was like literally 1 or 2. I think I was 2 whenever I'm holding up my first fish, and it was a little catfish out of a pond down in Hackett. But anyway, hope you guys got something out of this. I am running the TLR 9 Streamlight on my Glock 40. I've been checking it out. I actually like it a bunch more than my TLR 1 HL. It's a 1000 lumen light. It's long and skinny, So it's actually, I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually pretty much the width of my 40. So this is my long slide 10mm, and this is my gun if crap goes bump in the middle of the night. I normally run 155 grain XTPs from Underwood out of that. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Absolutely phenomenal pistol. You can carry this thing anywhere you want. I mean, it's so tiny, but it shoots big. Even though it's a little 380, it shoots big. And don't let a 380 scare you. I mean, a 380 is a small 9mm. It's basically a lighter weight 9mm projectile in a 9mm casing that's chopped off and has less powder. That's basically what a 380 is. It's meant for up close protection. Is it better than 9mm? No, it's not. I mean, 9mm is a little bit heavier and it's got more powder and it's got more velocity. Does it get to go more places than your average 9mm if you're lazy like me, sometimes wanting to walk your dog? Absolutely, and that's why I bought this gun. Basically, the only reason I bought this gun was just either back up when I'm carrying this, or to walk my dog, or to throw in my pocket if I don't want to throw my 29 on and my back's hurting. I feel comfortable as far as accuracy and the projectiles that I use in 22 rounds of, or 23 rounds of 380. I mean, if I can't get the job done in that, I don't deserve to be in a gunfight. Hope you got something out of this video. I've been meaning to do this video for a little bit. I was going to do a 500 round review, but it kept staying hot and I kept shooting at night and then family stuff, and I've just put it off. So I'm sure there's plenty other 380 Bodyguard videos out there y'all been able to check out, but this one's a 820 round review. If it cools down, I'll go out and I'll shoot and finish it up to 1,000. And never thought I'd have a 380 on my video or on my channel. I'll tell you that much right now. But I love this little thing. They're cheap. I mean, for a pistol, they're cheap. So if you want something small, pick one up. I'm just telling you. At least put it in your hands. They're pretty impressive. Y'all have a great weekend, great week. Hopefully it'll cool down for some of you guys out there. It's gonna be almost 100 all week here. Sucks. I mean, it's the last week of August, and it is what it is. It'll be this way until about the end of September. Anyway, see you guys next time.